Welcome back to ringside for more fantasy warfare action. We've got the World Heavyweight Championship about to be on the line.
Is scheduled for one fall and is for the National Wrestling Alliance World's Heavyweight Championship. Making his way to the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 245 pounds, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair!
The Nature Boy Ric Flair entering here to Fantasy Warfare to go to battle for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, the big gold, baby. On the line here between the Nature Boy, one of the most illustrious holders of that title in history, and a man who has never held that championship in history, Seth frickin' Rollins. And that match is about to get underway as we await the arrival of Seth Rollins to make his way out to the ring to go one-on-one with the Nature Boy. And there you hear it, the cries to burn it down. Here comes the visionary, the architect, Seth frickin' Rollins.
And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth Rollins!
Seth Rollins, multiple-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, U.S. Champion, former member of the Shield, arguably the man who brought the original incarnation of the Shield to an end when he joined the Authority, the man who was one of the most, if not the most legendary cash-in of the Money in the Bank contract in the history of that contract. He's got a lot of accolades behind him. Can he add NWA World's Heavyweight Champion at the hands of defeating Ric Flair in Fantasy Warfare to his resume? I mean, it's his Fantasy Warfare resume, but it's still a resume nonetheless, and one that should count for something. There we go. There you see it on the screen. Referee holding it up for us all to see. Look at that beautiful, beautiful belt. What a beautiful belt. I wonder if that's the one with the bend in it. Probably not. It's probably not the one with the bend in it. I've held the one with the bend in it. It was glorious. Holding the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship that had the bend in it that Flair had. Oh, my glory. Anyway, let's call the action here in this one. Ric Flair immediately taking it to a mat game with Seth Rollins. Looking to work over those legs. Oh, nice jump up. Kick to the back of the head by Seth Rollins. Flair's going to want to work those legs, though. Oh, hey, Ric Flair countering somebody on the top rope. Usually it's the other way around when Flair does that. Boot to the midsection by the Nature Boy. Nice. Oh, nice counter by Seth Rollins. Thought we were going to get a butterfly suplex by the Nature Boy, but instead Seth Rollins says, nah. I'm going to counter that into an arm drag. Flair with a counter. Punch to the midsection. Grabbing that leg of Seth Rollins, snapping it back, looking to stress out the hamstring of Seth frickin' Rollins. Flair now seeking an early submission victory here. I was going to say, I think it's too early for that. I think Seth will find a way out of it. Oh, devastating DDT. But Flair very smart though. He knows that you gotta chip away at the body. You know, go for early submission. Some jabroni like me up in a commentary booth says, it's too early to go for a submission hold. But he's thinking long term there, brother. He's gonna work that spine over so that way he can do something as simple as just stressing you a certain way and you're like, oh my God, that was the thing I needed. That was the thing I needed to tap out. Ow, 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 ow. You know, these are the things that these professionals go through in the ring. They think of the long game. We sit here and call them. We're like, it's too early in the match. But, Nature Boy Ric Flair's like, hey, shove it up your butt, buddy. Anyway, back to calling the action. Ric Flair with a cover, and not even a one count. Maybe he was distracted by the rant here at the commentary booth, but at the end of the day, I was saying who's smarter. That's really what it was. Anyway, Seth Rollins with an Irish whip, and nobody hits the ropes because of the perpetual glitch with that one. Good times. Oh, Seth Rollins makes up for it, though, draping Flair over the top rope. What's he looking for? He's setting up. He's lining up. Okay, Flair's down to a knee. What in the hell was that? I can't even call that. They don't pay me at all. They don't pay me enough. Whatever the line is proper there. I'm not even trying to call whatever that was. Was he going for the stomp and Flair countered it? I have no freaking clue. But what I do have a clue about is that Seth Rollins was just thrown out to the floor by the Nature Boy. So this World Heavyweight Championship match officially spills out to the floor. Rollins has Flair, Fisherman's Buster incoming. Oh, package Fisherman Buster. He had him completely packaged up and then dropped him on the back of his head on the floor. Nice standing moonsault on the floor by Seth Rollins. We've still got 4 more action-packed matches here to come this week, including our main event of the week, the Curtain Call Cage match. Diesel and Razor Ramon, the 2 men who were heading off to WCW to do battle with the 2 who were staying in the WWE, Shawn Michaels and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. The curtain call was a moment that set the wrestling world on fire, but let's see what happens if we Teddy Long that business here this week. Referee is reaching a high count here. We could be on the verge of our first draw in Fantasy Warfare. Flair heads back into the ring and breaks the count as the referee just hit the count of 9. Very smart move there by the Nature Boy. But I don't know if it was so smart to head back out to the floor and break that count because Seth Rollins just dropped him on his head, but Flair quickly counters, sweeping the legs. But Rollins counters again himself as the referee continues to count, resuming that count after Flair broke it the first time around. Oh, elbow to the knee. Hard knife edge chopped by Seth Rollins, who then hits a nice super kick right to the jawline of the Nature Boy. Could make sucking back that post-game cocktail a little tough if your jaw's out of place. Referee once again reaching a high count in this one. These guys got to be careful. Championships can't be decided on the floor. Although it's 2K22, so you never know. They might decide to, be like, hey, count out, that's cool, new champion. Oh, big time stomp, and not surprisingly, the Nature Boy Ric Flair is bleeding. It's a big time championship match. Of course, the Nature Boy is going to bleed as he kicks out at the very last second. Seth Rollins hit that devastating stomp and then a brutal kick right to the head. That was gross. All right, Flair is up on his feet, dropping down. I think he got dizzy. I don't know. Again, what in the flying hell is that? Can somebody please tell me what in the flying hell that is? I beg of somebody out there, if you know what the hell Seth Rollins was trying to do there, give me a little something in the comments. Nature Boy calling it out, going for the figure 4 leg lock on Seth Rollins. Will Seth Rollins tap it out on this one? Flair has got it locked in. Rollins is hanging on, and he is now starting to turn it over on the Nature Boy. Flair is locked in his own hold, and he manages to break free at the last moment. I gotta tell you, as somebody who has, oh my goodness, Poison Rana by Seth Rollins. I was gonna say how terrible it feels to have a figure 4 turned over on you. Oh, nasty frog splash. This could be all. Flair just took a Poison Rana and then a frog splash, but no, it's not. Ric Flair kicks out at the very last second after a devastating series of attacks. And here I am trying to tell you that it sucks to have a figure 4 turned over on you. Flair just got dumped on his head and then hit with a nasty, nasty frog splash. Pile driver by the Nature Boy as he seeks to recover. Get back in the driver's seat with Seth Rollins and take home the big gold belt like he's done so many times in his career before. Flair down into the cover on Rollins and only a count of 2. Oh, nice jerk of the arm there by Flair, looking to hyperextend the shoulder and the elbow, turning it in, turning it out, whipping it around, and Flair now going for the figure 4 one more time. Could it be enough to make Seth Rollins give it up, or will he find a way to break free yet again? Seth Rollins will not quit. He's refusing to give it in. But his knee is in big-time trouble. Flair into the cover. We got 2, and we get 3. Well, maybe Seth Rollins just passed out there. I'm not quite sure why he wouldn't tap out to the figure 4, but he sure is... Excuse me. We almost swore in the commentary, which will happen from time to time, I'm sure, but I caught myself on that one. He sure as hell wasn't going to give it up on the figure 4. But ultimately, it must have been the pain that got to him as the Nature Boy Ric Flair wins the World Heavyweight Championship here in Fantasy Warfare. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action with the Intercontinental Championship on the line when Bryan Danielson goes one-on-one with Mr. Perfect. They're battling it out for the modern design of the title. And that match comes up next here on Fantasy Warfare. Don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back, and maybe I'll be able to learn how to speak before we come back.